take a break from U.S. Senate candidates now because we have actually some congressional candidates as well. Is John Hugo here? John, please come on up. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to see a crowd like this tonight. A little bit about myself. I'm a lifelong Republican. Started off as a town meeting member in my hometown, Arlington. I was elected vice chair and secretary of the Greater Boston Young Republicans, where I volunteered for so many campaigns I can't tell you. I've run for Boston City Council District 1, which is Charlestown, East Boston, North End, West End, downtown Beacon Hill. Run for the City Council citywide, mayor of Boston, and state senate. So I guess I do have the political bug. This time I'm going to take on the 5th Congressional District. And I think I was really upset last time because she ran unopposed, and no one should run unopposed. We need to be running in every single race. As a Republican Party in this state, we haven't had a sustainable veto since, I believe, 2 years during the Weld administration, isn't that right? Now, we've got some terrific issues to run on this year. The Democrat Party has grown so arrogant. We started off with a budget shortfall this year, and now, I'm not talking about the $1.8 billion we spent on illegal aliens. With the budget shortfall, the first thing our legislature did, the most important thing they thought they should do to deal with this is give themselves a 40% pay raise. Now, I'm going to mention this in every single speech because I'm outraged. Can I see a show of hands? Anyone out here get a 40% pay raise this year? I think not. Oh well. I'm just saying, this is an issue we can run on. The Democrats are so corrupt in this state, my goodness. We're the only state in the country which has had 3 speakers of the House in a row federally indicted. Maybe the 4th one, the way it's looking. So I think the Democrats have become far too comfortable, and we need to shake it up a little bit. Now, I'd like to talk about another thing. I think that the party is divided into factions, and that's fine during primaries, but like the Democrats, we need to become one party on election day. And I think the 3 factions are conservative, moderate, and libertarian. Now, conservatives, a lot of people who voted for President Trump, maybe pro-life, and then we have our moderates, which I would say are led by Charlie Baker, and libertarians who are so aggravated they want to form their own party. We need them back. We need the big tent, and we need to stop cannibalizing our party. We need to support each other on election day and put our differences aside, because we're all rugged individuals. We disagree a lot. That's okay. It's our nature. But we really do need to get together on election day and vote the Republican ticket. I voted for President Trump, which is very easy because I'm not a globalist. I believe in our Constitution, and that's what I want to live under, not the UN.
Thank you.
And, you know, and I'm very, very concerned about our Constitution, especially the First, Second, and Fourth Amendment. And let me give you a little more detail on that. I do not support the Patriot Act. I don't like the idea of using general warrants to record people's emails, listen to their phone calls. That's not the American way, and the framers of our Constitution wouldn't have supported that. I mean, that's just common sense. Now we're seeing calls on the left, real calls on the left, to eliminate the First and Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, they're very blatant. But the First Amendment, they're going after calling it hate speech. And when they're talking about hate speech, they're going after the First Amendment, because one man's hate speech is another man's freedom of speech. And it's a slippery slope. And, you know, I'm running against Catherine Clark. She's calling for internet censorship right now. You heard about that, our grandmother that got arrested in Germany because she put a cartoon on Facebook. I don't want to see that here in our country. We have the 3 issues you want to mention. Healthcare. I personally think that we didn't need any type of plan. We should have just made it easier for interstate commerce. Why not make it so companies can compete in our state? I know my healthcare went up about 30% this year, and they're talking about it going up more. I think it's Arizona, it doubled. And one of the states in the Rust Belt, I believe they couldn't get insurance at all. So Obamacare is going to implode, but I'm kind of sad to see that Congress couldn't get their act together. I mean, we control the legislature, we control the state, the federal government, all 3 branches. We've got a great new judge on the Supreme Court, Gorsuch. Everything's going our way. You think we could pass some legislation? You really would. And I'm going to obey Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment, speak ill of no Republican. I'm just saying as a party, we need to work together. Let's have our little arguments, let's have our primaries, but when it comes time to vote, We can't hold grudges. We got to vote for whoever the candidate is. I'll give you another example. As a young man, I said I volunteered a lot. I supported Pierce for governor, and Bill Weld beat him. I'm a pro-life guy. I was endorsed last time by Mass Citizens for Life. I'm proud of that. But when Bill Weld got the nomination, I had to vote for Bill Weld because he's the Republican. 1 minute remaining. Okay, you want the other two issues? Illegal immigration, I'm 100% against it. Sanctuary cities just means we're going to break the law or ignore the law. That's ridiculous. I don't think we need legislation or reform. We need to just enforce existing laws. It's common sense. If you're not here legally, see you later. That's how I feel. I know because of that, I'll be called a racist, even though I didn't mention anybody's race, but that's the new technique on the far left. To call everybody racist, homophobe, Islamophobe, Hitler, They just run them off over and over again. So it's ridiculous. We need a legal, sensible immigration policy, and that just means enforcing existing laws. That's not hate, that's common sense. We're 5% of the world's population. We can't take everybody in. And the other issue you wanted?
Healthcare, taxes, and immigration.
Okay, back to taxes. The one thing every single person in this room agrees with, this is the one thing that's universal. I think the more I pay in taxes, the less freedom I have, plain and simple. I work from January to May just to pay taxes, and I don't need to pay anymore. The Democrats want to put tolls everywhere, 93, 128. I mean, enough's enough. Get your hand out of my pocket. Those are some of the things I believe in. Thanks for letting me speak tonight. I really appreciate it, and